we gotta run up. I gotta run up to the front.
What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Equal rights! When do we want them? Now! Now, Boston! All right, it's great to see so many people out here in the freezing cold. This is amazing. Thank you. We are out here today to call on Obama and the new administration to support LGBT equality. We're talking about DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. DOMA? Boo, exactly. Thank you. Even though same-sex couples can marry in Massachusetts, we still only receive 25% of the rights that heterosexual couples receive. And it's because of the Defense of Marriage Act. Our marriages are not recognized in most of the United States, thus making us second-class citizens. We're also talking about ENDA, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. In most of the United States, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people can be fired from their jobs just for being who they are. That's not right. Even in Massachusetts, while gay and lesbian people are protected, our transgender people are not protected in this state. That's not right. Let's talk about don't ask, don't tell. Gays and lesbians are not allowed to serve openly in the military. Crimes legislation. We're calling on Obama and the new Congress to pass hate crimes legislation. Hate crimes against gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people have gone up in the past year. That's not right. We're not protected. We're being treated like second-class citizens. There is hope. There is change in the air. That's right. We have a new president. We have a new Congress. You know what that means? That means that we have a chance to be treated equally under the law. We have a chance to change DOMA, to be treated like first-class citizens, to pass ENDA, to pass hate crimes legislation, to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, to get full equality for LGBT people. So I ask you to please sign the petition to President-elect Obama.
Washington, I'm not mayor just part of the city. I'm mayor of all the city. And all the issues that are out there today, we have to represent you on. We have to speak out on. And the gay marriage issue, domestic violence, all those issues, we're way out in front of those issues. We'll be out in front of your issues because it's important as mayor to tell people this is one Boston, which will not stand for any prejudice, intolerance, or any of those issues that folks out there want to have persuaded to us. Equal rights. We all have the rights. All of you folks have rights. Do me a favor as mayor of the city. Go out and educate folks. Not just in Massachusetts, but you have to go to the other states. Find your counterparts and have them go out and educate their elected people on the real issues that we must address if we want a better world for all our people. Thanks a lot.
Attended school at Harvard University just over the river and graduated in 1962. In 72, he was elected to the Massachusetts legislature. During the same time, he entered Harvard Law School and graduated in 1977. In 1980, he was elected to fill an open congressional seat representing Massachusetts' 4th Congressional District. He had his first re-election in 1982, where he was deemed the underdog and then came out on top by 20 points. He also came out of the closet in 1987, the first congressman to do so voluntarily. Since then, he has been re-elected consistently and easily, and has gone on to become the chairman of the Financial Services Committee. He is a true advocate for our community and the only left-handed gay Jew in Congress. I give to you, Gordon Craig.
One point that I want to stress. I was elected to the Massachusetts House in 1972. That year I introduced a package of, as we then called them, gay rights bills, dealing with the sodomy law that was then on the books and anti-discrimination laws. The first time the bill came to a vote in the House in 1973, the House at that point had 240 members, and we got 11 votes for gay rights. And I say that because at any given moment, we're fighting. And it can be frustrating to be fighting for something that everybody else can take for granted. There's no reason to be grateful, because when there is something that shouldn't have existed in the first place, no one should ask us to be grateful because there's now less of it than there used to. No one will think I'm being too harsh when I say that it's nice to everybody cheer here for equality. But no, they won't hear that in Washington. They will read it, and here's what people need to do. Signing a petition is a good thing. In addition to signing a petition, if you're serious about it, write your own letter or email to the president, because that also helps. Call your representative and senators. Doing this since 1972. And I've been engaged in efforts to ban discrimination based on race, sex, age, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity. For a long time, I was fighting for things that affected other people. Finally, I got a couple for me, sexual orientation and age, but every time we put forward a bill to ban discrimination, the opponents say the same thing. Oh, we don't really have anything against those people. But it would be very disruptive for this to happen. And every single time they've made that argument, whether it was race or age or disability or gender, they've been wrong. And they keep making, well, in California was that the decision came too close to an election. Because in every case, when we have got a chance to show people reality, the prejudice goes away, because prejudice is literally ignorance. There's an article of the United States Constitution that says every citizen should get equal protection of the laws. Right now, if you are a heterosexual couple whose marriage is recognized by Massachusetts, you get certain protections. If you are a same-sex couple, you don't. That clearly violates the concept of equal protection. Majority of Americans, the heterosexual majority, doesn't have to be standing out here listening to a speech on a cold Saturday, because they have what we're fighting for. But we are fighting for it. And we're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for the young people, for the kids in high school who are being bullied and tormented, for people who live elsewhere in this country, who can be fired because of whom they love, no matter how well they do their job. So I am glad that we're having this rally, but remember, the rally in and of itself doesn't do it. What this rally does, I hope, is inspire everybody here to now go home and write and call your representative, write and call your senator, call the president. And one other thing, get out your holiday card list. Get out your list of people who you'd invite to that wedding that we haven't yet been able to have in other parts of the country, or that you may have invited to your wedding here. And write to them and say something, and I think this is the time, and this is how we're going to win this battle. We have to go to the people who love us and care for us and tell them that it is simply not logical for them to tell us that they care for us, but that they're going to support people who would deny us the right to be treated equally. We can no longer tolerate people tolerating intolerance. We have to demand that the people who love us show that. And they show that all over this country by supporting people who are going to support us. And I look forward to the day when none of us have to do this, including me, because we will be treated fairly in this country. Thank you.